You know that feeling when you finally come home after years away, expecting quiet, only to find a war waiting for you? That's me, Jack Harlan, retired Army vet, 20 years dodging bullets in deserts and jungles, coming back to my granddad's old farm in Willow Bend, Ohio. Just me, a creaky farmhouse, fields of corn whispering in a breeze, and a beat-up John Deere tractor I swore I'd bring back to life. But peace? Nah. That got interrupted real quick by Linda Grayson, the queen bee of the Maple Grove HOA, who thought my land was her personal playground. I wasn't looking for trouble. After 2 decades of chaos, I just wanted to sink my hands into the dirt, grow something real, something my granddad would have nodded at from his old rocking chair. The farm's been in our family for 3 generations, 90 acres of rolling fields, a sagging barn, and a house with paint peeling like memories. Maple Grove, this shiny, new subdivision, popped up next door about a decade ago, all manicured lawns and cookie-cutter houses, folks pretending they didn't smell the fertilizer on the wind. I didn't care about their beige stucco or their approved mailbox colors. I just wanted to plant my corn and fix my tractor. But Linda? She had other plans. She showed up on my second day back, barely 7 a.m., banging on my door like she was serving a warrant. I opened it, coffee still steaming in my hand, and there she was, 50S, hair sprayed stiff as a board, clutching a clipboard like it was the Constitution. "You're the new owner?" she asked, peering past me like she was inspecting my soul. "I'm Jack," I said, keeping it short. "This land's mine, always has been." She gave me this tight little smile, like she'd practiced it in the mirror. "Linda Grayson, Maple Grove HOA president. We have standards here, Mr. Harlan. Your tractor, it's an eyesore. It affects our property values." I blinked, half expecting her to laugh, but she was dead serious. "Lady," I said, "this ain't Maple Grove. This is my farm. No HOA rules apply here." Her smile twitched, and she handed me a pamphlet about community aesthetics before strutting off. I tossed in the trash, thinking that was that. I was wrong. Within a week, I got a letter hand-delivered. Mind you say my tractor violated visual harmony and might breach some county code she dug up. It was nonsense. I checked. My land's zoned agricultural. Always has been, and my tractor's registered, legal, and humming like a dream after months of wrench work. But Linda didn't care about facts. She cared about control. Soon, I noticed a drone buzzing over my field, dipping low enough to kick up dust. Then a photo of my tractor popped up in the Maple Grove newsletter, captioned, "New resident endangers community with unsafe machinery." A buddy in town sent it to me with a text. "Watch out, Jack. She's got a vendetta." I didn't flinch. I'd faced worse than a nosy neighbor with a power trip. I had the deeds, the permits, the law on my side. But Linda? She was just getting started. She started small petty stuff, like someone egging my mailbox or dumping grass clippings over my fence. I swept it up, burned the brush, kept working. Then she called code enforcement, claiming my fuel storage was a hazard. 2 inspectors showed up, took one look at my sealed diesel cans and concrete spill barriers, and left shaking their heads. "She calls us every week about something," one muttered. "First time it's about corn." I laughed, but inside, I was building a file every letter, every photo, every time she drove by in her silver BMW, snapping pictures like she was the FBI. I installed cameras around the farm, motion-activated, high-res, pointed at every angle she might try to cross. I wasn't playing her game. I was playing mine. Harvest season hit, and that's when things got wild. I was up at dawn, tractor roaring, cutting through rows of golden corn that made my chest swell with something close to pride. It felt like home, like I was stitching together pieces of myself I'd lost overseas. But Linda was watching. I saw her from her backyard, perched on a stool, phone raised, filming me like I was some criminal. She was yelling, 2, something about dust ruining her patio, diesel fumes choking her guests. I stopped the tractor, walked over, kept my voice steady. Linda, this is a farm. Farms make noise. Farms make dust. You bought a house next to one. Her face went red. This is a community, Jack. We have standards. You're ruining our quality of life. I just stared. Your quality of life ain't my problem. She stormed off, and I thought maybe she'd cool down. Nope. That afternoon, I was checking irrigation lines when I heard an engine too loud, too close. Linda's BMW came tearing down the gravel road that runs along my field, the one she claimed was HOA territory. My tractor was parked just off the path, blades up out of the way. She didn't slow down. She slammed right into it, crunch metal screaming, her front bumper crumpling like tinfoil. She jumped out, phone in hand, screaming, "You hit me. You left that thing in the road on purpose." I didn't move, didn't yell, just stood there as she dialed 911, voice shaking with fake panic. He attacked me with a tractor. I need help. Then, like she hadn't done enough, she grabbed a rock and chucked it at my tractor's windshield. Crack! A spiderweb fracture spread across the glass. I didn't say a word. I just glanced up at the camera hidden in the fence post, recording every second. When the cops showed up, Deputy Mike Tanner, a guy I'd known since high school, listened to Linda's story first. She was in full Oscar mode, clutching her dog, pointing at the tractor like it was a tank. Mike walked over, face neutral. "Jack, she says you blocked the road." I shook my head. "Parked it off the path, same as always." Got it all on video, her speeding, the crash, the rock, the 911 call. His eyebrows went up. "Show me." I handed him a USB, time-stamped, airtight. He watched it in his cruiser, came back, and looked at Linda like she'd just confessed to a crime. "Ma'am, we'll need to review this at the station." She started sputtering, demanding a supervisor, but Mike just drove off. I went back to harvesting. The sun was still shining, and I had rows to finish. Linda didn't quit. She sent another letter, this one demanding I cease all agricultural activity for health and safety violations. I forwarded it to my lawyer, Sarah Klein, who laughed so hard she nearly dropped her coffee. "She's got nothing, Jack. This is a bluff." But I wasn't taking chances. I dug deeper, went to the county clerk's office, and pulled Maple Grove's HOA filings. What I found was gold. Linda had been president for 8 years, bypassing term limits with no real votes. She'd funneled thousands in dues to her cousin for landscaping, with no receipts. She was pocketing $600 a month as an admin fee. I printed it all, made 30 copies, and slipped them into every mailbox in Maple Grove at dawn. By noon, their Facebook group was a wildfire residents demanding answers, questioning her reign. One posted out, "Linda said he was a threat, but maybe she's the one we should worry about." The HOA board called an emergency meeting. Linda showed up, all polish and fury, claiming I was a hostile outsider, defaming her with fake documents. I stood up, calm as ever, and said, "I didn't come here to fight. I came to farm. But you've harassed me, vandalized my property, lied to the cops, and tried to control land you don't own. It's all on camera, and the county's got the records." I played the video, her BMW crashing, her rock throwing, her fake 911 call. The room went dead quiet. By the end of the night, they voted her out, 18-2. She screamed, called it a betrayal, but the tide had turned. She didn't stop there. Linda sued me, emotional distress, defamation, you name it. I countered with Sarah's help, piling on harassment, property damage, and malicious prosecution. In court, her lawyer tried to spin it, saying I provoked her, but the judge wasn't buying it. He watched the footage, saw her lies, and slammed his gavel. Case dismissed. "Ms. Grayson, you owe Mr. Harlan for damages, legal fees, and wasting this court's time." He also ordered an audit of the HOA's books. Linda's face went white. She left without a word. A month later, her house was for sale. No fanfare, just a sign and a moving truck slipping away at dusk. Maple Grove changed after that. Open meetings, real budgets, even a community garden some folks started in my honor. I didn't join the HOA, but I brought cornbread to their potluck, and when a kid named Tommy asked to see the tractor, I let him climb up and turn the key. He grinned like he'd won a prize. That's when I knew it wasn't just about the land. It was about standing firm, about not letting someone rewrite your story. But here's the thing: Linda's gone. But there's always another Linda out there, someone who thinks they can bully their way to control. So what do you think? Was I right to fight? Or should I have just moved to avoid the drama? Drop a comment, share your story. Have you ever dealt with a neighbor like this? Let's talk about it.